Good afternoon, everyone. This is Vicki Simons with TruckDriversMoneySavingTips.com. So I just wanted to give this really quick broadcast to let you know about the tools that we consider to be necessary for every regional and long-haul trucker to carry with him in his or her truck. And this is the list. Okay, for me, the basic tools are a hammer, a Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a 9/16 inch wrench. Okay, now most people say, well, why do you want a 9/16 inch wrench? Okay, because it is the case that in case you are certified to be able to tighten your own brakes, you will be able to use that wrench for that. Okay, now I asked my husband, I said, what's the name of that tool that looks like a wrench but it has that little screwy thing on there? And he said that's called a crescent wrench. And I said, can you use a crescent wrench in place of a regular wrench? And he said he wouldn't recommend it. But be that as it may, there are different sizes of crescent wrenches as well, but they are adjustable. And I just throw that out there for what it's worth. Okay, Mike, I asked him, I said, in addition to what I've just listed, those 4 tools, what would you have if you were going to be on the road? And of course, I had just given, and I don't know why I didn't think of it, a broadcast about tires. Okay, so it's kind of like, okay, go ahead and take a tire pressure gauge with you. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have a tire tread depth gauge as well. Okay, he also said take some sort of a lubricant with you, and I'm not talking about extra virgin olive oil. We're talking about like a WD-40 or a penetrating blaster, and it comes in more handy than you might imagine. When I was driving with my husband, I would often be able to clean the little seal on the tires, the wheels there, so I could see what the level of the hub seal oil was. You can't imagine how dirty those things get. But anyway, I was using the WD-40 to help get some of that grime off there. And the last thing is a pair of chalks. Okay, and the chalks can come in handy if you've got a stubborn trailer. Okay, we also have a page on our website that talks about what happens if the trailer, if those the tandems will not move. Okay, and basically we ended up having, Mike had to end up ramming the thing against a concrete barrier. Okay, and a low one like at the edge of a truck stop or something. But the fact of the matter is, most of the time you can use just a regular set of chalks to get that done. Okay. If something is weird, okay, and you can't get it to go, obviously you'll want to see a mechanic. Now, when you're talking about brake adjustments, I have to say this, we were trained when we were in truck driver training school back in the early 1990s to adjust our own brakes. Okay, that's why I said 9/16 inch wrench. However, supposedly it is federal law now that you are not allowed to be able to adjust the brakes on your truck unless you are certified to do so, and you will want to make sure that you do not get in trouble with that. If you require the training to be able to do that, do your own, that's fine. If you adjust your brakes but you're not certified, don't tell me because I don't want to know about it. Okay, do not get in trouble with the feds or with a mechanic or some inspector on the road. Okay, now that being said, okay, allow me to briefly tell you that when Mike was driving for, I think it was the local trucking company. Okay, he was hauling lumber and dimensional products there. Excuse me, and he ended up getting pulled into a one of these temporary inspection stations. Okay, and flagged in during the brake check, the CVSA brake check week. He had told the guy who was in charge of safety at this trucking company that this event was coming up, and it was only going to cost the company like $40 per truck to get the trucks inspected, including the brakes checked, okay? But the company didn't take Mike seriously, and Mike got flagged in, and guess what? The brakes on the truck were out of adjustment, and not only was he fined for having the brakes out of adjustment, but it cost an extra whopping amount for them to get a mechanic to come up and adjust the brakes for them, okay? For Mike on that truck. So by the time it was all said and done, between the fine and the cost to get the mechanic up there, it cost the company $700. $700. And there were some repercussions that happened as a result of that, but Mike let the safety director know in no uncertain terms, okay, that this was a totally preventable expenditure. Okay, so that being said, you do what you want to with the brakes on your truck if you own your own rig, but if you are a company driver, please make sure that you are regularly getting your rigs inspected and adjusted as needed so that they are safe and in compliance, okay? One of the things that we learned the hard way was when I was driving through New Jersey and I had a light bulb go out, and this was before the whole CSA thing with all the crackdown on stuff going on with the drivers being charged points and stuff like that. But I had a headlight to go out, and I wish that I had just a little screwdriver to get into the headlamp thing so that I could replace it's just a headlamp. It's not the whole headlight. Okay, it's just a little bulb that goes in there. But the thing about it is I didn't have the tools to do it. So I learned the hard way, and it was awful dark that night. And anyway, that being said, we have learned, okay, and I'm suggesting to you that you take these minimum amount of tools with you on the road if you are a regional or long haul driver. Okay, hammer, 2 sets of screwdrivers. The one's a flathead, one's a Phillips, and a what was the other one? A 9/16" wrench. Okay, and then Mike said also in addition to that, you'll want to have the tire pressure gauge there, and also the tire depth gauge, as well as lubrication and a set of chocks. Okay, so I hope that's helpful to you. If you get any value from this, please feel free to like it or share it with others. And until next time, my husband Mike and I wish you safe travels and lots of money-saving opportunities on the road. Have a great night, drivers. Thanks.